The world of reality TV was shaken to its core when Mike Wolfe, the beloved host of American Pickers, was arrested in a shocking turn of events. Fans who tuned in for treasure hunts never expected to witness this. Wolfe, once known for his easygoing charm, now in handcuffs, facing the unthinkable. What started as rumors about a business dispute soon spiraled into a chilling revelation. Mike Wolfe is accused of the premeditated murder of his former co-host and lifelong friend Frits. As the details unfold, the truth behind Fritz's death is far darker than anyone could have imagined. What happened to the man who once roamed America's back roads? The answers may surprise you. The original story of Frank's death had been reported as a tragic consequence of complications from a previous stroke. But cracks in that narrative began to appear when medical examiners uncovered irregularities in his toxicology report. Prescription drug levels found in his system were alarmingly high, far beyond what any physician would prescribe. This discovery prompted Iowa State Police to discreetly open a deeper investigation. What they found turned a sad tale into a criminal mystery. Investigators traced Wolfe's fingerprints on several medication bottles in Fritz's home. Even more alarming were the text messages recovered from Wolfe's phone, where he had messaged Fritz on the night of his death. Wolfe's vehicle had also been caught on neighborhood surveillance cameras arriving at Fritz's home just hours before emergency services were called. Ironically, Wolfe was the one who dialed 911, claiming he found Fritz unresponsive. But paramedics discovered more than just a medical emergency. They found a man who had been overdosed with lethal precision. As the case gained momentum, more damning evidence came to light. A crew member from American Pickers confirmed Wolfe's presence at Fritz's residence during the time of his death. Investigators then uncovered a hidden safe at Wolfe's office containing unlabeled pill bottles with the same substances found in Fritz's bloodstream. But the most incriminating discovery came in the form of a journal tucked into Wolfe's travel bag. This journal documented years of building resentment. One particular entry, dated just weeks before Fritz's death, painted a chilling picture. F thinks he can come back and take half the spotlight again. He forgets that without me there would be no show. He's become a liability. The network is showing me there's only one way to save what I built. The 6-week trial was a spectacle in itself. Wolfe sat expressionless for most of it, listening to prosecutors outline their theory that he had calculated every detail of the murder to make it appear like a natural death. His internet search history revealed queries like, can stroke medication interactions be detected after death, and how to make a death look like stroke complications. Witness after witness took the stand to paint a portrait of a man consumed by bitterness and ambition. Former production staff recalled the rising tension between the two hosts. One assistant recalled Wolfe yelling at Fritz, declaring he had lost his rights to the show after his health declined. Wolfe reportedly began isolating Fritz from industry contacts, subtly pushing him out of the spotlight. Danielle Colby, their longtime colleague, delivered the most heart-wrenching testimony. Holding back tears, she described confronting Wolfe about his behavior. Mike had become obsessed with being the only face of American Pickers. When I brought up reconciling with Frank, he told me to stop interfering in things that don't concern me. Colby also found notes in Wolfe's office related to Fritz's medication schedule. When she confronted him, Wolfe insisted it was out of concern, but after the autopsy results, those notes looked far more sinister. The defense argued that Wolfe and Fritz had been working on repairing their friendship. Network executives were brought in to testify about Wolfe's apparent support for Fritz's recovery, but this narrative crumbled under cross-examination, especially when Fritz's personal doctor confirmed the medication levels in his system could never have been prescribed, and he had been making plans to launch his own antique business, hopeful about his future. The turning point in the trial came during Wolfe's own outburst under cross-examination. Pressed about whether he had administered the fatal medication, Wolfe snapped, "You have no idea what it's like to build something from nothing and watch someone else take credit while everyone thinks he's just as important." His fury in that moment shattered the carefully constructed image of the misunderstood businessman. Jurors later cited this moment as pivotal in their decision. Financial motives were also explored during the trial. Forensic accountants revealed Wolfe had recently taken out a $5 million business insurance policy on Frits, naming his own company as the sole beneficiary. He had also established several shell companies and moved millions of dollars worth of antiques from their joint collection without Fritz's knowledge. The jury deliberated for only 4 hours before returning a guilty verdict. When the judge sentenced Wolfe to life in prison without parole, chaos erupted. Wolfe, who had remained calm throughout the trial, suddenly exploded in a violent rage, shouting, "You don't understand, he was going to destroy everything." He leapt over the defense table, sending papers and water pitchers flying. Security rushed in, but not before Wolfe charged at Fritz's family, forcing the courtroom into lockdown. He grabbed an antique walking stick from the evidence table, swinging it wildly and injuring a bailiff. He screamed about betrayal and legacy as officers wrestled him to the ground. At one point, he locked eyes with Danielle Colby and shouted, "Tell them the truth, tell them what Frank was really like." Colby turned away, clearly shaken. In the aftermath, the American Pickers team has been left shattered. Some longtime crew members supported Wolfe, while others testified against him. The History Channel has pulled all episodes featuring Wolfe and issued a statement expressing condolences to Fritz's family. Sponsors quickly distanced themselves from the show, casting doubt on its future. More troubling stories about Wolfe began surfacing. Former producer Thomas Reynolds described Wolfe as charming on camera but tyrannical off-screen. He kept this perfect, friendly image, but once the camera stopped, he was someone else entirely, Reynolds said. Others recalled how he grew increasingly paranoid, convinced Fritz was plotting a comeback to outshine him. The trial's impact extended far beyond the courtroom. Reality TV fans everywhere were forced to reconsider the personalities they had invited into their homes. What had appeared to be a wholesome, quirky friendship between antique lovers was now exposed as something far darker, marked by rivalry, resentment, and ultimately, murder. In the end, Frank Fritz's tragic death became more than a personal loss. It served as a chilling reminder of how fame, ego, and greed can twist even the closest of partnerships into deadly rivalries. The courtroom may have delivered justice, but the damage done to the American Pickers' legacy, and to the people who loved both men, may never be fully repaired. If you were shocked by this story, you're not alone. The truth behind the scenes of reality TV can be darker than anyone imagined. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more unbelievable stories and updates you won't find anywhere else. Thanks for watching.